YouTube channel, Sincerely Lewis. If you're new to my channel, thank you for watching. My name is Lewis Hertault. In today's video, I'll be talking about 5 principles from Dale Carnegie's book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. Now, I really like the structure of this book because it shows you 6 ways to make people like you, 12 ways to introduce people to your way of thinking, and 9 ways to help change people without provoking ignorance or negative vibes. Now, whether you choose to implement these principles into your life or not is completely up to you. But I know you're probably asking, why should I read this book, Lewis? Well, one thing that most world leaders have in common is that they've all read this book from Dale Carnegie. I had to put it on my must-reads list for 2019, and I read it because I wanted to learn how I could increase my ability in dealing with people, you know? So let's get into it. The first principle that I chose to talk about from the book is that we should be genuinely interested in other people. So, for instance, for you dog lovers or pet lovers, what do your animals do as soon as you reach home? They jump for joy and excitement, or they're excited to see you. And all they do is give you love, and they don't have to work a day in their life. They just give you love and they get everything from you, right? Yeah, so they're genuinely interested in you. So here's the thing. How can we show other people, how can we become interested in other people? Or how can we show genuine interest in other people? Well, it's pretty simple. You could let people know that you're interested in them. And how do you do this? You do this by, let's say someone calls you. The way you answer the phone, you could be like, hey, hello, thank you for calling me. I always like when you call, you know? The person feels that you're excited and you're really content that they called you. Or even when you call them and then you answer the phone. They could feel that you're excited and they like that you call them. The second principle is to give honest and sincere appreciation. One of the most important things that I learned reading the book is that in order for people to be interested in you, you have to be interested in people. And here's the thing, to get someone to do anything that you want, you have to give them what they want. And us as humans, we have a lot of wants. We want to eat, we want to sleep, we want to drink, we want to have enough money and able to survive. We want to have sex. However, most importantly, we all want to feel important. And here's the thing with that. All of those wants, we can satisfy them ourselves, except for the feeling to feel important. Only other people can really satisfy that feeling for us. And some ways that you could, become genuinely interested in people and give them sincere appreciation is by just giving them compliments. Yeah, just give them compliments. If you have a hardworking colleague and you see that they work hard, compliment them on that. Be like, hey, you're very hardworking. I really like that. They're gonna appreciate that compliment. If you're at an appointment, let's say you're at the doctor's appointment and you see someone sitting there and they have on such a nice blouse that you like, or they have on some shoes that you like, compliment them on their fashion style. It goes a long way. Or you could just a simple thank you, if you mean it sincerely, can go a long way as well. The third principle I'm gonna talk about is you gotta be a good listener and encourage others to speak about themselves, right? And how do you do this? How do you be a good listener and encourage others to speak about themselves? You can get a lot out of listening to other people and hearing what they have to say about the topic than you can trying to convince them that you are awesome and we should just talk about what I want. You're not really gonna get anywhere. If that was the case, then you would always be supported organically. But it's very important to listen to someone when they're talking to you. So for instance, if someone tells you hey, I want to watch this movie. If you're genuinely interested in knowing what the movie's about, you should ask. You should be yeah, what's that movie about? Maybe I'm interested in going to watch it as well, So you ask them, what is the movie about? And they tell you what it's about, and you continue asking questions if you're genuinely interested in that topic. And it also shows them that you're also genuinely interested in what they're talking about, and that's a friendship to value, or a relationship to value. Another thing, when listening to people, is that sometimes we have the urge to want to already respond, but if we just listen to them, we can also solve other issues like avoiding arguments. So for instance, if you're at your job working and a customer comes in already angry, you can just hear them out and hear out their concerns rather than trying to, get on the same level and argue with them. You're not going to solve anything. And you also don't want to spoil the fantastic, reputation that the company you're working at may have. Good. So the fourth principle is to begin in a friendly way. And for this principle, I brought up the example of someone who would like to get a pay raise at work. Well, I'll tell you how you could get your next pay raise, right? So if you want a pay raise, or if you want something because you have an issue with anyone, just begin in a friendly way. So there you are, you see your boss walking down the hall and you're like, hey boss, or hey Mr. Hertold, I would like to have just 5 minutes to bring something to your attention. And then maybe he agrees. He says, yes, definitely, of course. And once you get to his office or her office, what I would do is I would look around his office or her office, and I would look for something that I genuinely like that I could start a conversation off of. So if I see a painting hung up in his office or her office that I genuinely like, I'm gonna ask, hey, nice painting, man. Who's the artist? And then maybe it's in his office, so maybe chances are that he likes the painting as well are really high. So he's probably gonna respond, yeah, yeah, it's a really good painting, man, a really famous Dutch painter, let's say. And you continue the conversation. Maybe you continue it like, yeah, I really like how the painting is. I really like that it has nature and, different things that you like about the painting. Like, start up a pleasant conversation about it. Now, maybe by then you already have been talking about this painting for 10 minutes, or you've been having a conversation related to the painting for 10 minutes. And now that you've already begun in a friendly way, he's not ready to talk about the issue. So what's the issue you're having, Miss or Mr.? And then you tell him in a very nice, in a very polite manner. Well, I've been working here for the past 4 years at this dynamic company, and I would love to keep contributing to the fine reputation of this firm. So, that is why I'm asking for a pay raise. And chances are of him agreeing, and continuing the conversation with, definitely, I will take this into consideration, are way higher, because you already begun in a friendly way. So you already have his yes in his head from the time that you already begun talking about something friendly. So that's how you do it, guys, when you have an issue with someone. Begin in a friendly way. The last principle that I've chosen to talk about is to use encouragement and make the fault seem easy to correct. And what do I mean by that? I mean this. If it's one of the most important things that I've learned in life, is that in able to maintain friendships, it's very important to be tactful. So to use tact. What is tact? Tact is the ability to change hurtful information, taking the other person's feelings into consideration. So an example of using encouragement and making the fault seem easy to correct is like when probably when you were in high school, right? So there you are in high school and you get back your test grades from a teacher, and then maybe you always get like 55s and 60s and 65s, but you never get higher. You never are aiming for the 70s and 80s and 90s. But you want it now, so you turn to your friend and you tell her or you tell him, yeah, next test I'm gonna get 100. I'm gonna like ace it, and your friend's like, you wish, your friend is discouraging, man. Your friend is discouraging you. You know, your friend is already telling you that that thing that you want to do, you can't do it. Why would you leave someone discourage you? But it happens, right? It happens. So here's the thing though. In the book there's a story where there was this father. He wanted to help his son learn like 100 words and memorize it for a test. So what they did is they had a goal to memorize 100 flashcards within 8 minutes. So the first night the child was there memorizing the words and he did it in 54 minutes. Then the next day he did it in 42 minutes. Then the next day he did it in 30 minutes. And the next day he did it in 20 minutes. And by the end of the month, he made the goal of 8 minutes. Right? But here's the thing. The most important thing that his parents did for him was that every time he made an improvement, they went back by him and they did like a nice happy dance to encourage him to keep pushing. So if there's something that you want to do and you tell someone or someone tells you, make sure to encourage them, because that thing that they want to do is not unachievable. It is achievable, because if they receive those encouraging words, they will continue. But if you discourage them one time, you're already like breaking down their confidence, and that's not cool. Right? So use encouragement, make the fault seem easy to correct. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and I would love to see some comments below. Let me know if you're gonna get the book. Let me know if you've already read the book. Also, if you haven't, make sure to subscribe to my channel, because I make one video every week about personal development, entrepreneurship, and public policies, and I would love to have you here for the next one. Thank you guys so much.
'Cause I've been trying to fight the pain. It's driving me insane through the nights and the days.